In this episode, we go through all the equipment that I purchased in the last 2 months for my farm. Well, I'm calling it a farm, everyone else around me is just calling it a dumpster fire, or maybe they're referring to my life in general. Also, I basically buy every piece of skid steer equipment for my skid steer that we named Skid Rock, with the exception of one piece of equipment that I still need. Oh yeah, and my Italian friend Joe shows up. Hey guys, welcome back to the farm, Sean's farm. The common culture says farming is two things. It's inexpensive and it's easy. And they're right. It's very true. But a lot of people are wondering, like, hey Sean, how much have you been spending on farm equipment? We're gonna add that up. We're gonna add that up right now. And then I got the deal of the century on skid steer equipment. It's in a trailer up there. I've been hiding it from y'all, and I can't wait to bust it out. I'm talking, I basically robbed someone of the greatest skid steer attachment ever. It's a treasure trove of skid steer stuff. It's gonna be great. Also, we learned a lot of stuff about this thing from the last video of comments from you guys. So let's start adding everything up. That shipping container, $5,400. That will always be worth $5,400. This one was like 52. So I got 10, 6 in both of these. If I wanted to sell them tomorrow for that exact same amount, it would be no problem. The Caterpillar motor grader, and everyone's like, what are you gonna do with that? Just wait. You just wait till this thing is up and running and functioning. Yeah, I got 25 into it, plus another $650 to ship it. Probably about $1,000 in that starter. So that's 45, that's 4150. Once that thing's running, it's worth probably at least $7,000. But it's gonna come in handy, trust me. All right, so this stuff, about 14,750. Side note, we named the motor grader Big Bird. It's a perfect name for the motor grader. Also, we have the best name for the skid steer. You guys, one of you gave it to me, and I love it so much. I'll get to that. Christian Bale, the old case tractor. That was $10,500 plus the buyer's premium because it was at an auction. So I had another $1,200. So that's like $11,700. That's the greatest deal for a tractor with working AC, all-wheel drive, and 100 horsepower. That thing will do pretty much anything I can think of. Everyone was like, hey, why'd you buy such a big tractor? What I'm learning is that you need big equipment to own big equipment. You can't just have one large thing. You need one large thing to break and other things to pull it out. So we've done pretty much nothing to that tractor. That's been the greatest thing ever. We need some more attachments for it because we have to do farming. Let's add this guy. We did not name this yet. Thinking about Old Red. I want to hear what you guys think. This was $1,400 plus $1,400. Plus another like probably $1,000 in parts we had to put into it. $2,400. I still love it. We still need some work on it. We're currently at $28,000. We have a lot of awesome stuff for $28,000. Let's keep on going up the hill. Now you guys haven't seen this for a couple videos because it's been broken, and actually I found out that it's not broken. I was just out of gas. Now I put like 5 gallons of gas in it, and then drove it up the hill, and it stopped. It ran out. I put some more gas in it. Now it runs awesome. I figured out how to run this thing. So fuel is off. Give it like maybe like a turn and a half. Choke. Make sure it's out of gear. Choke out. Throttle right there. Push the choke in, and it runs perfect every single time. Every single time. This is the greatest tractor anyone could ever own. Watch it. Once we get some attachments for this, and we're actually going to an auction today to hopefully get some attachments, in reality, a farm this size, this tractor could probably do everything I need it to do. But that's not how we roll. Look at this. It's dope. I love this tractor. So this was, hold on, we'll turn it off for a second. Let's assume $2,000. $2,000. All right, so as of right now, we got $30,850. We gotta get the skid steer. Let's go get the skid steer. Are you kidding me? This thing is amazing. Let's go get the skid steer, and let me show you the attachments we got for it. Let's add them up. But as of right now, I'm only $32,000 into this, and I feel like I got $100,000 worth of stuff. Mitchell, we need a little seat that we put back here. Yeah. Tell you what, I love being a farmer.
I love
working on a farm. You're a farm hand. Let's add the price of the skid steer. Probably got 40 grand in that, which I think I got a pretty good deal on it. got new tracks, AC works, full cab. It's got a couple special packages, and it only has 2,100 hours on it. And then we had this. This is the deal of the century. And I love a deal. Like I said before, we're going to the auction, we're gonna get some more deals. I saw a Facebook marketplace listing, and it was selling a Kubota skid steer, just like the one I bought. And then at the very, very bottom, and it was a sad story, the person's husband died, and the son-in-law was selling all of his stuff. And at the very, very bottom, it's like, and we have a bunch of attachments. So I was like, hey, tell me about these attachments. Here's the thing about a lot of these skid steer attachments is they don't show you MSRP online. You gotta call and talk to a salesman, because they're kind of high dollar units. So I was able to get all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 pieces for $13,000. This thing right here, this is a Land Pride radial cutter. This will eat a tree 12 inches thick. Just eat it. And we're gonna do this in like a second. So eat a tree 12 inches thick. This thing right here is $18,000. I got it for 4,500 bucks. We got an auger to dig holes. We got a grapple bucket to like grab logs, like a lobster. We got forks. We got another tooth bucket. And then this is also one of the coolest things here. It's like a 20-inch shear. It can cut like this. Just you go down in front of a tree, just cut it in half. Or you can turn it sideways and it'll cut the tree down. Like no saw, just. So we're gonna fire that thing up and we're gonna cut some stuff down. This is gonna be the dopest thing. I don't know actually if any of these things work. I've also never attached anything to the skid steer, to the remotes. So I'm not sure how any of that stuff works. So we have to learn some stuff. Also, I've been learning a lot from you guys. I really appreciate it. All the comments. Sean, you suck. It really teaches me a lot. No, all the comments about like, someone in the comments just tell me how to put the blade on right. And I was doing it the wrong way, and now my life is so much easier. Skid steer is deep back in there. Let's go grab it. Oh, I'll leave the tractor here. I'll start walking back to the skid steer. You go grab the side-by-side, meet me up.
Good while it lasted. Might have a problem here now.
Mitchell, you stuck?
There's like a tree branch behind one of those wheels.
Oh, yeah, you're stuck on that. Let's try winching it. You'd be surprised, but a little tiny tree at the base can be pretty impressive. This stupid tree, it's kind of messing us up. I don't know if low gear is going to help you out in something like this though. You don't need torque, you need speed. Here's the new trail system. Sometimes you just need a farmer to do it. New trail going up there. Pretty excited about that. All right, let's see if this thing fires up. And here's another thing about buying equipment. If you buy it used and you buy it right, you just bought an asset. Worst case scenario, I send everything to the farmer auction. Maybe lose a couple bucks, maybe break even, maybe make a couple bucks. All right, let's head over to the trailer. So I headed on my long journey from the middle of the farm to the other side of the farm to go and try out these attachments that, if they work, will make farming infinitely easier, or whatever it is I do. I've never taken this bucket off. These are power releases. right.
Not bad.
Farming. We are farming. If I can get that fork on here, then I can use the fork to get a lot of this stuff off.
Yeah, you could just drive up to the fork.
Let me unstrap everything. Maybe I can grab this one too. If I can grab this one, this sucker might fall off. Let me just start unstrapping things and then we'll try to grab stuff. Oh, I got more stuff I forgot about. I got clamps. Clamps. I'll show you that. I'm supposed to be at a meeting right now with the house designer and my wife. I missed that meeting. I didn't see it in my calendar. That's locked in. That's nice. They give me a step. Now we need to plug this thing in. This is the electric plug. Seems fairly exposed. So there's two different ones here. I don't know which one's better. Oh, they only fit in one. Phone a friend. Hey, I'm trying to plug in an attachment on my skid steer. What do? I just jam it in there? Tell me I just jam it in there.
Just jam it in there.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, make sure you got pressure off. You have the, yeah.
Hold up. Things are happening. Did it. Farmer. Farming. Greg, you should see me farming, man. It is. It's so good. All right. Bam, we're in. We did it, Craig. I think with the 95s, it's all high flow, but then there's high flow versus low flow. If you have high flow, you can do both. You can do high flow attachments and low flow attachments. I wanted to be able to do anything. So this is a low flow unit. It doesn't need high flow. Let's go cut a tree down. Hey Mitchell, does this one look dead to you?
Oh, it's definitely dead, yeah. It's definitely dead.
Close this, close the hatch. Wow. That's insane. Did you see that? That was amazing. Let me see how deep, let me see how low I can go with this. Quite possibly the coolest thing I've ever done. Second coolest thing I've ever done. Trying to see if I can curl it out. It said no mas. Oh, maybe I'm not close enough into it.
The closer you get to the roots, the more it's gonna take, you know, so that's probably good.
Now check this out, if we can figure out how to get this thing to rotate like it's supposed to, I can just cut that thing up. Let me start pressing buttons. It said if it already has hydraulic rotating function, it will need its own set of hoses, usually 2 extra lines. We have 2 lines. No, it's not, I don't know what to do. Let me try it now. All right, so it works. Gotta figure out how to make it rotate. It's gotta be something with these. I'll have to call the company and figure out how to do it, or watch a video on it. Let's go see if the next thing works. All right, well, the forks work. The forks definitely work. So this is the ankle breaker. I thought that was wider than what it was. My foot went right in there, like this. This is the grapple bucket. All Oh, hold up. I gotta turn it off. I think, maybe it don't. Someone in the comments who knows what they're doing, tell me if I have to turn it off or not.
You know, it also would spray hydraulic fluid everywhere, right?
I guess, I don't know. They just push it. Let's get a farmer push it. Watch your eyes, children. Bam! Great idea. See if we can move that down tree that I saw earlier. Oh yeah! No, let me get it from the other angle. Oh yeah, look at that. In your face, you stupid tree. Let's get out of here, tree. Good news, the grapple works awesomely. We could also play tree baseball. Let's go get the next thing. See it right there. But you push these things in, it bleeds the line out. I don't know if the machine has to be off or not. Okay, no. All right, so this is the auger, and I came with 2 different bits. Bam! Look at this. Let's get all that water draining out of this. When it comes to digging holes, this looks like the way to do it. So let's fork that thing back out. I'll attach it. Now that I'm a professional farmer, I can attach hydraulic lines now. This is cool. That's pretty impressive. That was a lot of rock. Apparently these are made to go through rock and big stone. We got a lot of rock around here. So that's pretty awesome. Let's put it back. Let's go try the next thing. All right, so they said you can bleed the lines by pushing in like this. There's gotta be some method to store these things in a way that's not going to get all gross and rusted. And someone out there's figured it out. Let me know. Throw in the comments. I need your help. All right, so this one is just a tooth bucket. I don't know what a tooth bucket's for, but it looks nice. Maybe grabbing roots, I don't know. This is another auger bit. If I don't move this right now, it will get totally lost. Move it out here.
That auger set itself's got to be at least a couple grand.
Oh, for sure.
3 to 5 or something.
They're big money. They're not cheap. All right. This is a rock bit. This extra stuff is made for rock, and it seemed to do a pretty good job with the rocks. This, I may have just got myself in trouble, because I bet that thing is heavy. Let me see if I can use that bucket, flip this thing back over. get that last thing off. That's the coolest thing ever. Like, that thing will eat a forest. Let's go do it. This is how this thing works. It's got a very big drum. I didn't know it had these. I didn't know it had these blades on here. It's got these big giant blades. It spins super, I don't know how fast it spins. I have no idea. And then it's got these teeth on here, so we can just eat stuff. So this is the only piece of attachment. Look at this. That runs off the high flow. Everything else, I don't need high flow. This, I need high flow. I think this thing weighs like 3,000 pounds. This is a heavy beast. We'll clear one of these. We'll clear maybe like this area right here. We can take it before and after. And this, oh man, I'm so pumped. This is gonna be so cool. Assuming that it works. Let's see if it works. Also, very, very dangerous. For something like this, that's why you need a fully enclosed unit. You can see this is a thick, like inch thick, like plexiglass. It can take maybe a bullet, I don't know. I don't know what it can take. So here's a small one. Small one goes up here.
Yeah,
All right. And there's some high flow, look at that. High flow max. All right. And now it kind of locks back in. All right, we're in. Let's get this big guy. A little dirty. Wipe it off on my leg. If you ever see a guy with a big dirt and hydraulic fluid on his leg right there, he's a farmer. That's a sure way to tell. Yeah. All right. I always thought adjustable wrenches were for like people that didn't have the right tools. I didn't know that the right tool was an adjustable wrench. Oh, it's so close. All right, so we need a big adjustable wrench to keep in the skid steer. We don't have one. Let's go buy one. All right, so me and the boys tried to magnet fish the pond, and then I think it was me, but I put this on here, and this is the 1,200-pound magnet. I brought my boys out here, and we are gonna magnet fish the pond.
I do 52 miles per hour.
We're also gonna measure to see how fast we throw rocks and baseballs. 52? All right, after we magnet fish this pond, let's see who's got the fastest throw. Here's one, and then this one is the Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
So I bought 3 different magnet fishing kits for me and the boys to use to see what amazing treasures might be buried in the pond. And if you don't know what magnet fishing is, it's how people find guns that have been thrown over the bridge. If you don't know what bridges are, it's where people throw guns after committing a crime. Let's see if me and the boys can find some cool stuff. All right, listen. Let me make it very, very, very clear. Do not throw the whole thing in the water. All right. Nothing. Just sludge. Well, our no catch and spree is about to end right now. I'm about to catch something.
Come on.
Oh, you need it. Let me show you. Let me give you the strategy.
Oh, you just add it into a sock?
Yep.
You should get all 3 of them.
That's a good idea. Well, that's a good throw, buddy. Here's what I've learned about having boys. But you do stuff like this, and some of them whine the whole time. None of my boys are being good right now. And sometimes they don't want to do it, but they have a great time doing it, so you make them do it. But all of them always love telling the story after they're done. So sometimes you just gotta make your kids do stuff like this. No, don't take parenting advice from me, but that's what I've recently realized. So there's an older guy, old Indian guy that lives around here, and he was saying that, he said this pond's about 3 feet deep. And he said they did put fish in it, but that's not deep enough for me. We need deeper. So let's start coming up with a plan of how we can drain the pond. Drain the pond, drain the pond, just drain the pond. So we'll drain the pond, put it all into there, it'll drain into that sinkhole or whatever. And then I want to build the pond bigger. I want it a lot bigger. So we'll make this pond ginormous. And what we could do is we can take the muck from inside the pond and build up the outside of the pond, so we'll make it even bigger. We gotta figure out how to do that. I've never done that before. Feel that?
Nope. How are you gonna take it off?
Problem solved. Nailed it. All right. So then we went to the closest Tractor Supply to get an adjustable wrench, which was not close at all. And while on the way, we saw a nice man whose car was stuck in the middle of the road. And we did the only farmerly thing to do. So it's interesting, a couple years ago, maybe a decade ago, I realized that a lot of Jesus' miracles that he did in the Bible, he did them on his way to something else. It was always a distraction from where he was going. He was going someplace else, something else distracts him or, you know, kind of interrupts him. And I was trying to help people when they're stopped on the road, because I've been broken down on the road and it sucks. It's funny, you know, you ever been broken down on like a Sunday and all the cars just keep on passing you, you know? They're all going to church and like, well, I can't stop and help this guy out. I got to go to church. That's what church is supposed to be doing. It's really easy to bash the church, and the church is full of a bunch of sinners, and that's normal. We're all sinners. But what should happen is if there's a guy broken down on the road on the way to church, the deacon should be there, the pastor should be, like everyone who sees that should see, yo, there should be a line of 50 cars back there, all trying to help that guy. With that many people, you could pick up the car up and take it to church, you know? That's how you show Christ. That's how you represent the church. I always thought that was funny. But it is just it's a mindset thing. I'm not a pastor or a theologian or nothing like that. But sometimes we let doing something good get in the way of what we actually should be doing. And acting like Jesus stopping to help somebody out. On a side note, one time me and Brock were stopping to help somebody out, and there was a moment where we were like, oh, this is an ambush. Sometimes that's a thing. So, I'm at Tractor Supply.
There you go.
You knew I would be at my father's house. It's kind of a different purpose. It's more of a plumbing wrench. It says 1.5 inches. This is 2.5, or almost 2, I guess. With all these three, I don't think I can go wrong. It's the farm away. Get some beef jerky. Also, to buy all your clothes and groceries and Christmas gifts and gifts for your wife at Tractor Supply. Also, Tractor Supply, sponsor my channel. All right, so change of plans. When we got the wrench, we found out we were closer to the auction than we were before. So we're meeting my buddy Joe here, not the other Joe, Italian Joe. We're meeting Joe here, and we're gonna see what we're gonna buy.
This thing's cool. You see this hydraulic boom?
Oh yeah.
So if you have that interchangeable bucket.
I don't recall seeing it. You ever heard of this brand before? First one to get bit by a snake wins. Oh, it's got a buddy seat. Man, that's heavy. These are the clutches. So I gotta probably replace these clutch discs and stuff like that. It's got diesel in it. Wait, red, that's the off-road die. They could have a decent amount of fuel in there. You think my 8N could do this? Ah, it's so heavy.
Spring is that rusty wood, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's farm equipment. They last thousands of years. What if I could put that on my my tractor? I don't see the fuel on and off unless it's all key. All right, let's go find something else. Here we go. This is for the 8N. How does this one feel, Joe? It's already up to 10 grand? That makes me feel so much better about the one that I bought. Is this the Woods model? Yeah, Woods. 96. One.
It's got plastic on it, so that tells you it's after.
Joe, what about this thing? Yeah, don't get run over by that. Post driver. No way to know if it works unless you plug it in. Levers move. It's funny because a lot of people, like myself, are just running old stuff, old equipment, and there's some parts you can't find. If you knew what you were looking for, you know, you could be looking and be like, that's the part I need, you know, I can't find it anywhere, and it's in perfect shape. I don't know what anything looks like or what anything means or what anything is. That whole bed would lift off and eject the person.
Back in the day, the Lancaster style.
Yeah.
Horse-drawn.
Yeah,
Files.
pretty cool.
Make some yard art with that.
What about this Takatuchi? My problem is, it's not big enough for me.
If they're really sharp teeth,
Yeah.
it means they're worn, but these look good.
So how would you say this undercarriage is? Pretty good looking?
You literally have to clean it off to see, but this is what puts tension on the track.
I mean, the only thing we're looking for is just like this and this, right? Like what else more is the undercarriage?
The rollers.
This baler's pretty new. It's bringing pretty big money. Dang. What's that battery cost? $1,000 bucks? Yeah. Once again, don't know how to drive this one. Yeah. The 4-way bucket's pretty cool though. Pick it up, dump it. This thing could be 50 years old. Oh, it could be older. It's slightly larger than my skid steer. But yeah, it's not bad. If I'm gonna get a dozer or something like this, I gotta go way bigger. All right, so I think we saw everything we needed to see. I might bid on a few things. I don't know. You gonna bid on anything?
Couple things. We'll see how it goes.
Do some research, see how it goes. That'll be tonight. We've got some food. Let's go back to the farm. We have to get that last thing running, and it's gonna be the coolest thing ever. Let's go see it. All right, we're back. We got some new tools. This is all you really need. Yes. All right. I don't know what this thing's supposed to do. I feel like I should. Let's fire this thing up. Don't stand too close. Wow, it's doing stuff, and it's so quiet too. So that's what that does. Ha ha! In your face, dumb old tree. Let that stop spinning. It looks like I knocked something off over here. Did I? Oh, yeah. So why is that coming out like that? Oh, there's bolts down here. He must have sheared one of the, like a rivet or something, or a big bolt off. I think I need to figure out how to use it, because I've watched videos of this thing and it was eating trees like this big. I'm not sure if I was using it right, if I had the RPMs high enough. I don't know, I gotta figure out how to use it. It's really awesome though. You saw how this thing, when it hit something big, it would fold up and then it would just cut it down from the straight. That was pretty cool. All right, so we're back at the build site. Let me show you guys what the latest with that is and what we're doing with the size. So I kind of figured out that the first idea was 60 by 100, so over double the size of our current building. But then I found out that if I bump it up even more, like it's not that much more expensive to keep on going bigger. So this is the one end. This is where it's 60 feet right here, from here to there. That's 60 feet. That's gonna be how wide it's gonna be. Maybe it'll somewhere roughly be in this general area. This right here, 12-foot porch, I think it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Yeah, so 12-foot porch. We'll have a porch, we'll have a driveway that comes up to it, and then the first 20 feet, like 2 levels, 20 feet high, the first 25 feet, this will be all house, livable space. And then, so that's where we're gonna live while we're building the other house. So this will be the door. Open up the door, you walk in, you say hello to your wife. Kitchen, living room. I don't know what that's gonna be over here. It's kind of wide. And then everything about here and back is all gonna be big open shop. But over here will be a big garage door, big 14 by 14 garage door, and then kind of a little driveway that goes out, or I don't know where, I don't know what it does. But that's what we're thinking. Now we do have some parameters we gotta go. It can only be so close to the power lines, and we gotta figure out a well and a place to dig. And there's also a possibility of us doing a little underground bunker for tornadoes, because tornadoes happen in Tennessee. That's why no one's moving here anymore. If you guys have any ideas about underground bunkers or know any companies for that stuff, let me know, because that would be very helpful. But the best thing about it is this gets us living here. We get a nice view. The kitchen would go that way, or should the kitchen be this way? I don't know. But this gets us living here on the property. And then it's gonna be so much easier for me to get these other projects done. I can wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays and clear trees or move rocks or do whatever farmers do. I don't know what farmers do. Plant farms. This will be yard. So we'll clean all this out so the kids have some nice yard to play in, and we can keep that nice and groomed and, you know, fire ant free. We got fire ants. That's a fire ant mound right there. That's how big they are.
Are you serious?
Nah, it's just not. I'm just joking. Wouldn't that be funny though? That's how big the fire ant hills are and the ants are like this big. Fire ants are like this big in Africa. They're like little turtles. So the plan is we're going 20 feet walls. So it's gonna be a big, really cool building, and it should be enough to hold SRK. I mean, this is twice the size of the last place that we had. So definitely the biggest building we've ever had. If we need to expand, we can always expand, do office space on the side, or honestly just put shipping containers. Not a big deal to park some more shipping containers over there and store stuff in. So that's not mine, that's someone else's. They were moving some big rocks back here. Since the last time we were up here, I figured out that I was doing the skid steer stuff all wrong. Now I do need to get some bolts to get that one they call it like a shoe, the sled shoe for the big mulcher. I do need to get some bolts to secure that back on there. I thought that you had high flow remote connects and you had low flow. That's not true. They're just you have just different size connects. The shears are supposed to be on high flow, and also the brush cutter is supposed to be on high flow. So there's another button you're supposed to press to turn on the high flow, and it's going to be a game changer, a completely different beast. That's why we were having, it wasn't spinning, it was spinning very slow, not very fast. So hopefully I didn't mess up the machine running it on a lower flow, but that is, hopefully by next video we'll get that thing fixed, and we'll get to try the few things that needed to be on high flow. We'll try them on high flow, and hopefully that solves that problem. So this is what we figured out. What we thought that you just put it in and then it drops in there. That doesn't really make much sense. What actually, one of you guys on the commenters said that it's supposed to just slide in there. So that kind of makes it a lot easier for us to figure this out. We do have to, I think, weld some stuff on the bottom to bump that one side up. But then once we slide it in, I hook the pinion on there, then all we have to do is just get this thing lubed up, I think, and then it'll turn. Nothing I said really costs any money. At that point, I think we have a fully functioning, starting motor grader. However, I do need to label some stuff. Like this is the decompression. This should be like labeled decompression off, or you know, pull to decompress. Yeah, but other than that, I think we'll have this thing running. And then we got big plans for that thing. So we got a little bit of stuff done. That's kind of how it is being a farmer. Next time, it's getting hotter every single day. We're gonna make this a little more homey, a little more shoppy, a little more comfortable. And it's gonna be awesome, you're gonna love it. We'll see you guys next time. Yo, the farmer way.